Hey lovely viewers, and welcome to Get Well Stay Well on Revelation TV. You're joined by me, Cyrus Fernando, and as always, our lovely Felicity. How you doing?
There we go, Si. Yes, I'm absolutely fine. We've got a great program again today. It's on the paleo diet.
Right.
Because now, you know, there's all these different diets that have come out over the years. God's diet is the best one, obviously, and I learnt that and I got well on that in 2003. But the paleo diet is quite a new one, where they're trying to put some meat back into God's diet, which is, as we know, the herbs, the fruit,
Yes.
the vegetables, seeds, nuts, and green plants.
Right.
And so people have said, no, like the paleontologists, and we go back to putting a bit of meat in as well. But in fact, they have decided that it really is so contaminated now. The meat is so contaminated
Yes.
with the chemicals, with the, the herbicides, the pesticides, everything that the animal has been contaminated with in its lifetime, that really the meat that we have now, even if it's so-called organic, is still pretty contaminated. You've got the animal hormones, the growth hormones in the animal anyway. So if someone's fighting cancer, they literally cannot afford to eat meat or drink cow's milk, dairy. Mm-hmm. So very interesting to do a little program on that and explain to people what the paleo diet really means.
Talk to us a little bit about the different diets out there, because over the years there have been so many diets that come around and people get all so excited about it. They last maybe for a week or a month, and then all of a sudden it kind of just goes off and they said, I can't keep it up. Tell us a little bit about, what are your thoughts on diets?
When I grew up in South Africa, there was something called the grape diet.
Right.
And people got well just on the grapes. You know, they had beautiful vineyards out there, and so there was masses of grapes around, so people found that they ate the grapes and they got well. Now, the interesting thing is that I now know that it was the grape seed that was getting them well, not actually the grapes, but it was the seeds.
Yes.
And what's happened now, we go to the shop to buy grapes, no seeds in there.
Yes, correct.
So that was one of the first ones that I was aware of, the grape diet. And then we've had the Atkins diet, we've had the Prettykin diet, we've had the ketogenic diet. You know, a lot of money is made, Si, quite honestly, by someone coming out with, the new diet, the fad diet. It was the pineapple diet for girls to lose weight. The pineapple, the bromelain in the pineapple actually burnt your inside.
Wow.
So if you had enough of it, you certainly did lose weight because you were just so sore inside you couldn't eat.
Yes.
But you can't beat God's diet, as we always say on Get Well, Stay Well. The amazing creation diet, and then in the Daniel diet as well, the vegetables and water. And it does actually heal us.
Interesting. Very good. Okay, let's have a look at this now. This is the paleo diet.
Your folks are eating every day. Stuff called endotoxin. Where does it come from? It comes from bacteria. Where the bacteria come from? From the guts of the animals. The slaughterhouses are reeking with the gut bacteria of the cows and pigs and chicken and sheep that they eviscerate all day. Every cutting surface in the slaughterhouse has a film of bacteria on it. Every piece of meat that the paleo folks buy, organic or not, is covered with gram-negative bacteria from the animal's guts. These bacteria die, and when they die, their cell walls break up and release this stuff called endotoxin. This is a nasty molecule. This sets off inflammatory reactions throughout the body, raises your white blood cell count, makes your gut leaky. I'll show you that in a minute. And just to point out, endotoxin is heat stable. When you cook the burger, doesn't get rid of the endotoxin. When you deep fry the chicken, doesn't get rid of the endotoxin. You're still eating the stuff. And one of the charming effects of endotoxin is on your intestinal wall. Here's the wall of your intestine. Here's food going by up on top here. The job of the intestine is to absorb food molecules into your bloodstream and send them to the rest of your body. But the intestinal tract has an important barrier function. There's a lot of stuff going by in the food stream you do not want in your bloodstream. Undigested food proteins, the breakdown product of bacterial cell walls, yeast fragments. You don't want that in your gut, in your bloodstream. And a healthy gut wall will not allow these molecules to get in your bloodstream. But endotoxin damages the seal between these cells, the tight junction, and as a result, molecular spaces open up between the cells, and big molecules that have no business getting into your bloodstream start flowing through your tissues. They flow through your joint membranes, set off inflammatory arthritis, flow through your bronchial membranes, set off asthma, flow through your immune system, set off lupus, various autoimmune diseases, a gift of the endotoxin and other molecules that we ingest. But our paleo folks are eating this stuff 3 times a day. Animal muscle has a stuff in it called Nu-5GC. Only animals make this. This is a very inflammatory molecule. You can find this stuff in the joints of rheumatoid arthritis patients, in the plaques of coronary artery patients, and only meat has it, and our paleo friends are eating it 3 times a day.
Very, very interesting there. Thank you so much for sharing that, Felicity.
Imagine a world where people don't have heart disease, they don't have arthritis, they don't have cancer, they don't have diabetes. How amazing that would be, wouldn't it? And you see, there's our health. The obvious benefits for our health are just incontrovertible because these doctors have proved it now. They've proved God's diet is absolutely right.
And it's when we actually realise and understand that the food that we're eating, how much that affects our health, how much it affects the diseases and causes the diseases, because people have cancer and they might think, oh, it's hereditary. My mother had cancer, my grandparents had cancer, and therefore it's not normal that I'll have cancer, but it's down to the eating habits as well.
Well, exactly.
Lifestyle
you know how that
changes.
happens, what grannies, Granny liked roast beef and Yorkshire pudding, Mummy liked that, she produced that on Sunday.
Yes.
So guess what, the daughter gets married and she starts doing the same thing, exactly as I did with, with my family. So yes, we were on all the wrong things, and I was a sugar addict. I think everyone is a sugar addict, quite honestly. And when you do cut out the sugars...
What do we substitute that with then?
Stevia. Stevia is a green vegetable, and you can get it in a liquid form, you can get it in a granular form like sugar, and it's very, very sweet. And so there's absolutely no excuse for having the processed sugars anymore. Absolutely none. So as well as having the health benefits, there's also the cruelty to the animals that he was talking about. Eviscerated. The slaughterhouses are horrendous. Yeah. Absolutely ghastly. And, there is this thing of if you're cruel to somebody, you're going to get cruelty done back to you. That's the law of the universe.
Let's just go through some of the diseases and talk about the best ways of treating them. Number 1, cancer.
Well, the interesting thing is, Si, that it's all the same, whether we're talking about cancer or diabetes. It's all about detox. The first thing is to detox, stop doing what you're doing that's making you ill. Right. And then start looking for ways to put in the right minerals, vitamins, the living plant food that we need so much. So, a green salad with every meal. In America, now they're sort of starting with a salad. But the starter is usually a little salad of some kind. Yes. So at least you're getting something. But if it's going to be iceberg lettuce, for instance, it's full of chemicals. Wow. And a few croutons. I used to be addicted to those delicious croutons.
Well, it makes me think about the Mediterranean diet, and we're obviously living in Spain, Felicity, and it makes me think when you go into a Spanish restaurant or the Spanish culture, Spanish families, they have a very healthy lifestyle, healthy diet. They have fresh fruits and vegetables and the tomatoes and all the lovely fruits available for them. Is it a culture thing? What would you say?
Yeah, and I would say, the first thing I noticed was there's no butter on the table to have with the bread that you normally have.
Yes.
So there's oil.
Oil, that's right.
There's oil, olive oil, which is really good. And, that brings us back to the coconut oil, which we can use on the body and take as well and ingest it. So, yes, it's much healthier. We have the beautiful fresh avocados off the trees, Where I live, there's just beautiful avocado trees.
And you grow your own
around,
fruits and vegetables,
olives.
don't you?
Trying to, yes, on the little...
What do you have at the moment?
Oh, I've got lemons, of course. There's lemons and there's all the herbs. I've got every kind of herb you can imagine up there. Some from your mum, which is wonderful. So, I just would try to grow as many things as I can. Even in London, I used to have a window box, we lived in London all that time ago. Yeah. Just one precious little window box. getting terrible pollution all over it from the cars going by.
That reminds me, yeah. My mum used to have the same thing when we were living in London. We had a small little balcony and we just had the same window boxes there, yeah.
You have to do the best you can, don't you?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Because you think about growing my own fruits and vegetables and you think we need a huge land, a plot of land to be growing all this, but you can literally do it anyway. You can even do it from inside as well, even if you don't have a balcony.
Yes, you can grow the wheatgrass indoors as well, which is wonderful with one of those fresh live sprouters, you know.
Yes.
And actually that's the cleanest food on God's earth because it's indoors, it's not getting sprayed with the chemicals, with the aluminium, the barium and the strontium and all the stuff they're spraying us with. So actually the food you grow indoors is the healthiest. And that's why they have so many of these indoor places where they're growing food now, these disused warehouses, you know, where they're doing vertical gardening as well, because you can get much more in. And it's amazing how we are adapting to the danger that we've now found ourselves in, you know.
Yes.
The human brain will always try to find a way out. And of course, God's way, the garden, you know, the Bible starts in a garden, ends in a garden. There's something very special about gardens.
Now, you mentioned wheatgrass earlier. Tell us of the health benefits of wheatgrass.
Well, it has all the minerals in it. It's absolutely amazing. It doesn't taste good to drink. It takes a lot of guts to get that wheatgrass done. If you really grow it yourself and you juice it. And when we were trained at Hippocrates, we had to grow our own and we had to drink it first thing in the morning. 6 o'clock in the morning, you were drinking this foul drink. But you put a little bit of lemon on the outside of the glass, so you're smelling lemon, tasting lemon, and you just whack it down.
And then, of course, you put it in your juices. You can mix it with your juices, can't you?
Yes, of course you can. You don't have to have it as a shot.
Of course.
Because a shot actually knocks you back. It's so strong, you know. But it does you so much good. It can rebuild damaged tissue as well in the body.
Very good. Now, we're going to be talking about cow's milk very shortly. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the thing is, I'm a Jersey woman. You know, I've come from the island of the Jersey cow. And the thing is that I used to think how lovely it was, you know, to see them roaming about in the fields, but that's not the way it happens most of the time.
Right.
And they are incarcerated. They are inseminated. As soon as they've had a calf, the calf is taken away. It's so cruel, Si. And, you know, the cow goes running after this little calf that's taken away by the farmer. It's very cruel. The boy cows are killed immediately. They're sent off. In Jersey, they send them to the zoo to feed the animals. And it's really pretty awful if you've been in a slaughterhouse of any kind. But the cruelty to animals does affect me very much. And we had a wonderful lecturer when we were at Hippocrates Health Institute, and he really impressed on us how cruel it is. And I know we can't show that kind of cruelty on TV,
Correct,
but there are technical ways that we can see people's reactions as they see what's going on.
Okay, so let's have a look at this now. Cow's milk.
Look all the way around, what can you see?
It's just piglets being fed by their mum.
In crates?
Yeah, sort of thing, yeah.
Like they're in cages kind of thing?
Yeah. Is that its guts?
On the floor?
Yeah. Is the pig actually dead?
No, the pig's been giving birth, so it's probably after birth.
Oh, okay.
They keep them in there for 6 weeks at a time. Farrowing crates.
No, the piglets are being tortured by the looks of it.
The piglets?
Yeah. What's happening to them?
They're having their teeth cut or their ears notched or their tails clipped.
Ouch. Oh.
Yeah. That's pretty standard practice for all piglets. You eat pork products and bacon and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just explain to everyone what you can see.
I see a cow.
A cow?
Yeah.
What's she doing?
She's stuck in like a metal, like...
Cage?
Yeah. Oh.
What happened?
She's just stuck in the thing, like she's not...
What's going on around you? Can you see around you?
The guy is like, what's he gonna do? What's he gonna do?
That's what you call the virtual reality glasses. That's really making things so real. The way they do it is the goggles. You put the mobile phone inside, and so what they're actually viewing, it feels so real. It feels so lifelike. So when they look around, they feel they're actually inside the room, and that's why we saw the reactions that we had.
Well, I thought, as we couldn't show this
Yes.
horrible cruelty because it's just so dreadful for people to see. People should be aware of it, though,
Yeah.
because it'll stop them eating the bacon for breakfast and the ham. You know, we used to have these lovely ham suppers with pineapple, and I thought, you know, how healthy it all was.
Yeah.
And of course, it tastes delicious. The reason that the pigs are treated the way they are is it's all about financial gain, and it's the cheapest way to do it, obviously. But you know, to have a pig laying in this crate where it can't move for 6 weeks while it gives birth, and then all the piglets suckle from it. But this poor animal can't. You know, it's all in a horrible hut anyway as well. You can imagine the smell in there. But that's the way farming is done, Si. But, you know, most people go and buy their rashers of bacon or their ham, and they don't think about it.
Yeah, you see it packaged all lovely and everything in the supermarket, but you don't really think about what's behind it or what's taken to make it.
You have to think of, you know, morally, should one actually put money into an industry that is using such cruelty? And I personally don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
So, and it's also unhealthy because the pig can't sweat, so there's toxins. That's why the pig tastes so strong.
Right.
And
what about the other animals, Felicity?
well, the cows as well, you see. I mean, I've been in a slaughterhouse. It's absolutely horrendous. If
Wow.
anyone with a heart, anyone with any
What made you go
compassion-
to a slaughterhouse?
I just wanted to see what it was like. There was an abattoir in Jersey. And,
Right.
you know, I was getting really interested in this side of health as well. And I
Right.
just wanted to see, and it's just brutal.
Describe
It's just
to us from when you walked
just brutal,
in. Wow.
horrible, and animals being stunned. They could stun them properly the first time anyway.
Yeah.
And so the animals lashing around. I mean, it's absolutely horrible. So that puts me right off and makes me want to be plant-based as well.
Yeah.
So it's from health and from cruelty. You know, it's so unattractive.
How well are our children educated? Are our children educated well enough, even from home, but even at school? Are schools teaching our children
Well,
about
I don't
this?
think they're taught the truth about animal cruelty. I don't think, you know, most children seem to think that the food, you know, comes in the package from the supermarket because they go in with their mothers or fathers to do the shopping, and everything is all packaged up there, and they see the chops and the, you know, the steaks, and they don't associate it with an animal. But there are films coming out that, you know, are very clever because you follow the film, you get to love the animal, for instance, and then you realize it's going to be chopped up into tiny pieces and sold. So, yes, it's a big education.
How can we change things to start educating our children even more, even introducing this kind of education, even more about health for our children to stay healthy, more importantly? I know Jamie Oliver very famously went into the schools and explained how much the dangers of sugars and that very famous video with him pouring the wheelbarrow of sugar in there to show the consumption of sugars that we have in our diets every day, week and year. But what more can our schools be doing?
Well, the thing is to get well, stay well people to get out there and start, you know, really instructing in their own community. So usually, because of what I do, it's usually a church group. I've got lots of churches in England now who are actually beginning to teach Get Well, Stay Well because the people have been on my courses. And, you know, because I come to it from the side of God, and Jesus died as the Lamb of God,
Yes.
that the Passover lambs didn't have to be killed anymore.
Yes.
That's it, because Jesus went through this horrendous death. So I don't want to see animals suffer, and I don't think it's right that we should. We're meant to have dominion over them, but and to husband them, to look after them. And if you have animals freely, like free-range eggs, you know, this is fine. This is how it's meant to be.
Yeah.
But not to have these terrible slaughterhouses where, as Dr. Michael Clapper was saying at the start, there's so much infection coming from the way that the blood and the guts is all over the place.
Tell us, Felicity, about your weekly shop, your average weekly shop. What's inside your baskets?
Okay, well, it's mainly all fresh fruit and vegetables, a little bit of seeds and nuts, and you know the wheatgrass. Of course, I have, because I'm not growing it at the moment. The weather hasn't been right for growing it. I used to grow beautiful wheatgrass, 11 inches high, but you can get it powdered. So you go to the organic shop, and the thing is, it is important as well to get organic and pesticide-free. You know, the problem with bread, for instance, is it's not only the gluten, it's the glyphosate, it's the Roundup that our fields, our wheat fields, are sprayed with for 3 days before the harvest now, because it's easier to harvest that way when they're covered with this desiccant.
Right.
This desiccant called Roundup, which is still for sale in the shops. I can't believe it. But it's a known carcinogen. So that's the problem. You know, when people say they can't eat bread,
Yes.
it's the gluten and it's what it's been sprayed with.
Interesting. Now, we've got Fully Raw Christina coming up next.
Well, at
Felicity.
long last, we have some relief, some happy relief with beautiful fruits and vegetables.
Excellent. So let's have a look at Fully Raw Christina.
Hey you guys, it's Christina and I'm so excited because today I'm going to be showing you a high protein salad recipe. It's fully raw, it's vegan, it's delicious, and it's filled with so many different rainbow veggies that I know you are going to live for. Many people don't realize this, but you can actually get protein from your greens, from your veggies, from just eating fruits and vegetables. You don't have to consume dairy or meat or any other type of supplement to get the amount of protein that your body needs. It is good for the environment, the animals, your body, mind, body, spirit, all the above. This recipe is a win-win for everybody involved. I recommend eating this high protein dish for lunch or for dinner after a workout to really refuel your body. And also, it is a bit more savory, it is a bit heavier to satisfy all of your cravings and to absolutely just make all of your taste buds explode. I'm going to be making a creamy citrus avocado fennel recipe to dress on top of this salad, and that is so much fun to make as well. All that being said, I hope you guys are excited to eat because this recipe is so good. For this recipe, I'm going to be using my Kuvings high-speed vacuum blender. It blends up every single little tiny seed and it sucks out all of the air so that your food doesn't oxidize, and I'll be using it to make my dressing today after we assemble our salad. The first thing that we're going to do is assemble our high-protein rainbow veggie salad. In a bowl of your choice, go ahead and lay down a bed of fresh spinach leaves. After this, we're gonna sprinkle in some soaked garbanzo beans or soaked chickpeas. Maybe 1/2 to 1 cup of these when you're ready. After this, I'm going to add in some sunflower sprouts, some green beans, even some alfalfa sprouts, some colorful baby red bell peppers. You can add in some asparagus, some colorful heirloom baby tomatoes, fresh sage leaves, fresh oregano leaves, or any other herb of choice. Doesn't this look beautiful? And you would never believe that this has so much protein in it. Once you've assembled your salad, push it to the side and let's go ahead and make our avocado citrus fennel dressing. When ready, add into your blender approximately 1 to 2 large ripe avocados. After this, add in either 1 cup of freshly squeezed orange juice or simply add in 1 large navel orange. Add in 1 giant stalk of fennel, the juice from 2 squeezed limes or lemons, a pinch of Himalayan salt, and any other herbs of choice. You can add in sage, oregano, rosemary, parsley, or basil. And if you want this dressing to be even more high protein, you can also add in some raw shelled hemp seeds.
And that's Fully Raw Christina. She's got a YouTube channel. If you want more information, just search YouTube for Fully Raw Christina. How long does that take to prepare, Felicity, that recipe?
It's just a matter of chopping everything up. You know, when I buy the stuff, I wash it to make sure that it's absolutely clean, and then we bag it into those nice green bags that preserve it. I've also got one of those fresh cards that you can put in the fridge as well. That's really good to help people keep things fresh for longer, so you don't have to throw things out. So we try basically to buy and to eat, and not to be storing.
Yes.
And so if you prepare everything when you bring it in and wash it and get it ready, you know, maybe chopped up even, that would be brilliant.
Fantastic.
Because then when you are in a rush, you know, you've got everything ready, and lovely things like beetroot, that builds the blood. That's really good for us.
How important
as well.
is it having people, young people like Fully Raw Christina there? She's got a YouTube channel, and she has millions upon millions of views online. And it's a fantastic way to talk about health to the younger generation.
Absolutely. And, you know, she was, I think, 15 when she was on this mission trip down in South America. She comes from South America.
Yeah.
And they all had to kill the chicken at night for supper. And when it came to her turn, she couldn't do it. She just couldn't wring its neck. And that's when she decided that she would become Fully Raw Christina.
Wow.
So she's built it up and started with a co-op farm with some other girlfriends, and they started growing these beautiful fruit and vegetables.
Excellent.
And it's grown into a lovely business.
Now we're coming towards the end of today's programme, Felicity. What are your final advice to our viewers today?
Well, get well and stay well. You know, detox, get that colonic kit, which is brilliant. You really need that to start off with. So detox, and then start building up the body with the minerals, with the vitamins, with this beautiful God-given fruit and vegetables with all these gorgeous colours, you know. When you look at those lovely colours, it makes you want to eat, doesn't it?
Lovely. Felicity, thank you so much indeed, as always, for joining us.
Great pleasure, Si.
All right. Thank you also to our lovely viewers. Do remember we have a catch-up service on our website. Simply go to revelationtv.com. We're also on a wide range of social media platforms. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube. Just simply go on any of those platforms and type in Revelation TV. Spread the word. And the wonderful thing about social media and also our website programs is that you can share them with your friends. If you find any information interesting, then please do share them with your friends, share them with your family, and it's another way of evangelizing as well. I want to say thank you so much indeed for joining us today. Do remember, get well, stay well. We look forward to seeing you same time next time on Revelation TV. Don't forget, check out all our social media platforms. Take care, God bless, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.